Oh, we can
Oh,
see you now. There you
am I
go.
here now? Oh,
Yes,
no.
yes, you are.
Good morning.
Brilliant. Thank you. And forgive us for, sort of, I realized you were joining us at various different times, and we are as eager as you to get you on the show, Lisa. We just our producers keep us to a tight schedule in regards to what we need to talk through, and Jamie would be incredibly upset if we didn't use all of his scripts and things. Anyway, here you are, a very incredibly warm welcome. Let's kick off. Let me stop sharing this wonderful screen and let's see you in person. Let's kick off by you introducing who you are, what you do, and why do you do it, Lisa?
Okay, good morning. So I'm Lisa Darwin. I am the business owner of FB Fashion Ball, which is a business fashion and lifestyle event that's been running, I don't say actually, for 27 years.
Wow.
So I am that old.
You started when you were 3.
Yeah, it's when I did my paper round as well when I was like 13. No, I'm kidding. But no, it started in Yorkshire. That's where I'm from. And it's just an event I absolutely love because it's all about purpose. So it brings business people together, covering all sectors, and we celebrate them through the Business Hero Awards. The event really is a black tie gala dinner with the Business Awards, and my favourite part is the live fashion show in the second half of the event, which sees people like us, if we're feeling brave enough to get on that catwalk and choose your own charity and, like I said, walk with purpose. We've actually just moved the Leeds event to First Direct Arena 2 weeks ago, and it was a huge move for us, but the best decision. We had over.
Why was that, Lisa? Why did you move it, and why was it the best decision?
We've moved it because we love New Dock. We'd been there a very long time, but we have big dreams for the event in terms of growing it with the universities that are now involved, and just kind of allowing more people to get involved. And it was a big task to go to an arena, a bit scary, but as a team we did that, and the feedback's amazing. And it just means we can celebrate more people and have more people on that catwalk.
Brilliant. I mean, ABC's partnering up with you for your event that's happening in a couple of weeks' time. We're absolutely thrilled for you to be able to bring Fashion Ball, and I know that you hosted one here last year as well, and sadly I was unable to make it. I think Jaff would make a wonderful model. And I think we need to get. No, I say that with all sincerity. I'm sure, Jeff, did we not do something fashion orientated like 1964 or something?
No, I don't think so. I think
Yeah,
the closest thing that we did, Amar, is when it was Miss Newcastle and you were a judge.
All right. Yeah.
And I kind of you had to sponsor different models, and
Right.
I think it was 2 years in a row. The model that I sponsored won, right?
Wow.
But I think Amar was on the judging panel though.
It wasn't. It wasn't a fix at all. It was all right, great. Yeah.
No,
but Jack, we'd love to have you as a model, so we can sign you up right now.
Yeah,
I think, Jeff, I think you need to get, because look, what Lisa's doing, and sorry, I'm jumping in here, is actually getting people out of comfort zones and growing and using this as a mechanism around inclusion and using it as a very special platform to do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the invitation is literally open to anyone. We have as many men involved as women, all shapes, all sizes, all backgrounds, all levels in business, and it works. The kind of everybody's thrown in at the deep end. They're all petrified, let's be honest. We're talking like accountants, solicitors, just stepping out of their day-to-day job. But they love this. They love it. And we've got professional stylists on board for fashion, hair and makeup. So they come out looking fabulous and feeling fabulous, and they're so proud as well when they've done that. So Jaff, you're in. We can't wait to have you in Newcastle in 2 weeks' time.
Why are you laughing, Jeff?
I'll most certainly come and support the event and check out all the other beautiful models doing the catwalk. But
I think
definitely,
yeah, I
definitely
mean,
not much.
look, you're tall, dark, and handsome. I don't know politically whether you can say that anymore or not. But I just have live on air, and it's going to get recorded and everything else. But you are, Jeff. So let's get you on that catwalk, I think. And Lisa, have you met Jeff before?
I haven't, but I can't wait to start styling him.
Oh, yeah. That's what anyway, I nearly said something totally watershed orientated as well, which is for a different time of day and show and all of that.
After 9:30.
I don't know what time the watershed is. Some of the nonsense that you see on television at 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. is just anyway, I'm sounding like my late parents now. Lisa, let's just sort of why are you doing this?
Why do I do it? I've had 2 careers really, so I love business. I've got other businesses as well, like coaching business for women, and I love business, but I also love the creative side of things. So I love clothes. I am a shopping addict, but I'm qualified to do it, which my husband loves. So it's kind of.
Why does he love it? That's an interesting statement.
He doesn't love it, but I do
right,
put out
okay,
my degree on the wall for being a stylist, qualified in London. I'm qualified to shop. That is that is the worst wife to have, probably.
But I think
I
is it
thought
though?
all wives
I
were.
think it's the best
Sorry, I
wife
was
to
just
have,
saying
right?
that.
He
Are
did.
there all wives not allowed qualified to shop?
We have a DNA. We have it in our DNA. This is what it. We can't get rid of it.
Sorry, Jeff. Go. You were going to say.
I was just going to say that your husband's going to be so lucky because you're going to pick everything that he wears. He's going to look all coordinated and cool wherever he goes, right?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I styled him this morning.
Yeah.
He comes down dressed, and I just look at him, and he goes, "Okay, I knew this was a bad idea," and he goes back upstairs to get changed. But I just love making people feel amazing, and I love helping people, but I also love business. So bringing all these worlds together, and this is a really special, unique event because. Thank God, but there's no other events quite like it. It is chaos to organise. Maybe that's why no one does it, because everybody's a volunteer really, and you're managing maybe like in the arena 80 models, 70 student dancers, 40 students on team when we're training them. So hundreds and hundreds of businesses attending. So there's a lot to organise, and it is chaos, but it seems to work. So yeah, so we're so excited to come into different cities and Newcastle. I love your city, by the way. I love
It's
your
the
region.
best city. It's the best city in the world.
Absolutely.
Can I say I am
Newcastle is
thinking of
amazing.
moving?
Well, you're
You'd be
most
very
welcome.
welcome. Yeah. And it's, but I mean, the thing is, right? Let's because I like asking these type of questions, and I've had these conversations, Lisa, because I was involved with. Jeff's mentioned Miss Newcastle, beauty pageants, and modelling, and not me personally, just my business partner at the time, and she was a wonderful person, and we set out. I liked being first at things. I'm incredibly competitive, and we created the world's first formal modeling qualification, right? Because
You're
there wasn't.
kidding.
No,
Oh, wow.
and because there wasn't anything
No.
that took a model through all of the elements of business and modeling. So catwalk, business setup,
Yeah.
enterprise, makeup, art, like literally all of the modules and everything. Anyway, this was like decades ago. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because there's a real mixed view and mixed bag of people's perception around fashion and fashion shows and modeling,
Yes.
and then there was this big rise in, well, you shouldn't look like this to be a model. You could be anything, and yes, I get an element of that, and I think that's what you've done in what you've created is an incredibly inclusive event But I equally feel as if, that why should we be dismissive of individuals who do want to, feature in beauty pageants? It's
Yeah,
incredibly hard work, and it takes a particular type of person and confidence to go through all of that. The level of training you've got to do. And actually, it's a very natural thing to do, right? As in, and when I
yeah,
say that, when I say that, it's a very natural thing to acknowledge beauty in the eye of a beholder
yeah,
and use whatever platform you can to do that. And yes, people's views of beauty have changed and it's evolved and things like that. Anyway, what was the point that I was trying to make very poorly is we should accept and acknowledge the brilliance of beauty pageantry and fashion sort of platforms, and in fact you bridging that gap is fantastic.
I absolutely agree with you because, I mean, I've got a modeling background as well. I love the whole glamour side of it and the fashion and everything. But, this industry is $1 billion industry, like you've said. And also, even to be a model, you have the resilience you need for rejection and just the sheer determination. And like you said, the discipline.
Yeah.
The skill set actually to kind of survive in this industry is quite substantial. And when you have people with longevity in this industry, you got to take your hat off to them because you just know the hurdles they've actually smashed through, to become top of their game. And again, it's an industry not to be dismissed because it feeds into a lot of other industries. And it is a great platform, I think, for diversity and inclusion. Probably one of the best platforms to give that message across. But similarly, I think if you have someone gorgeous and beautiful and they look a certain way, it's not to kind of dismiss that because that's an asset to them.
I think it's incredibly sad
Yeah,
that the pendulum sort of swung, right?
yeah,
Because there is something to say about how somebody looks and whatever it is. And I'm not saying this politically incorrectly, right? But I think these conversations, because they've been pushed underground and whatever it
yeah.
is, I've got beautiful Simone here. I think I can say that, can't I, Simone? Without you, without you. So Simone was just here. You can't see Simone. Simone's going to come back on and say hello. I don't know if you,
Hi.
I don't know if you know each other.
I've just dropped you
Lisa.
a message on LinkedIn.
I
Um,
feel like she's a bestie because I follow. I'm one of her power women. I follow her massively. So I feel
there
like
you
she's a
go.
bestie, but I've never met her in person.
Oh, there you go. Pull that chair back up. Let's get you back in. And only because for me, it is about recognizing and appreciating wonderful women and beautiful men like Jaff. Why should that be a bad thing? No, but genuinely, why should there be some
I
hesitancy?
absolutely agree with you because I think we can go too much the other way. I think there's a balance to be had. Some people are incredibly intelligent. They invent things. They've got this wonderful brain. Some people just look gorgeous. And that's
How
what they've
come?
got
Can
to
I
bring
just
to this
so?
world. And I just don't think there's a choice. I think we need a balance. It's an invitation for everyone.
Mm,
I think personality and character is gorgeous and beautiful. We have people involved in the catwalk, and it's their character, it's their personality that you fall in love with, and everyone's got so much to offer. But I think sometimes you think, oh, she's so slim, she's beautiful, and it's almost kind of, we don't want that on the catwalk anymore. We don't want that on the magazines. We want to show real people. Well, these people are real people. They just happen to be slimmer. But a lot of these guys take really good care of themselves. Their
yeah.
health and fitness regime
Mm.
is why they look like that.
No, they've invested, right? They've
Yeah,
invested.
invested.
Anyway, on a more serious note, how come, like, I was complimenting the three of you, and not one of you said, "Well, actually, Amar, you look all right," and whatever else? So, is that
No, listen,
like the balance? Is that the balance? Was that you talking about wit and humour, and was
no,
that for
let
my
me tell
benefit? I
you.
was just thinking, brilliant. Thank you
I'm
ever
going to
so
get you
much.
on air
All
now.
right, who needs enemies when we've got like friends like you guys? You know, it's the thing.
Last
Anyway.
time I saw you, which was I think a week ago. Last time I
I
saw you,
just,
which was a week
anyway,
ago.
all right, you listen, just because I pointed it out, you don't need to start then to going on the defensive, right?
I asked you last year to model, and you said, "Oh, I'm away. I can't make it."
It was neither, to be quite frank, it was neither you or Simone that should have said anything, but like this guy that pretends to be my best friend, who's never had my back,
Look,
right? And Jeff?
do you know what? Even if I didn't say it, honestly, I swear to God, I did visualize. I swear to God, I did visualize you on Lisa's catwalk. I did.
Yes, yes.
Hey, all right.
So
I'm
Amar, I think I called
anyway,
you. I think I
joking
called
aside,
you
sorry,
handsome.
no, forget that pause, cut that section. Let's rewind. It wasn't live. No, it is live. Anyway, it's all about having fun is the most important thing. Coming back to the more serious, genuinely serious elements of this, right? Because I think these are the type of conversations you need to have, right? And I equally also feel as if there's a balance, and I loved the fact, Lisa, that you've said this demonstrates inclusion. So people listening, right? People listening to this and people wondering, okay, the fashion ball and Simone, you've got another excuse to come up in a couple of weeks' time.
I'm in.
Right. Is what we'll have. And for me, creating this courageous event, because it takes a lot of courage to create something like this, and B, it takes a lot of conviction to continue with it, despite all of the negatives and all of the, oh my gosh, you can't be talking about inclusion and such like, right? And that you're going to see a post going out today. I was very hesitant in writing it because I just felt it slightly inappropriate. But I'm gonna, I no, because it's the title of it is the bastardization of inclusion, right? It's like there's a really serious message. And then, my son who was here, he's like, "Dad, you can't write that." And my wife, who I never talked to about work, I mean, I never talked to her anyway, about work, is was like, "You can't say that, that's outrageous," and whatever it is. But actually, I genuinely feel that, because inclusion isn't a dirty word. It isn't about, oh, yes, giving people jobs over there. It's about people genuinely feeling included, right?
Yes.
And where and how do people feel the most included is visually.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So as I mean, going back to the Jaff, and I was always, so where he's like Arnold Schwarzenegger and I'm Danny DeVito in Twins, right? Is what I am. So he was always
completely the other way around.
picked out. All right, anyway, he was always picked first at school for
What?
everything,
That's
right?
a load of
And I
tough.
was always
It
picked
really is.
last. Anyway, right? I was always picked last. In fact, I was like, oh, well, we'll have to have him because he's like number 13. And I'm like,
Wow.
oh my gosh. Anyway, the point around this and the serious message of this is quite simple, right? You've created a platform where, despite whatever you look, despite whoever you are, get out of your comfort zone. Because if you're there on a catwalk, because normally you would associate a catwalk with beautiful people and whatever it is. And of course, we want to keep encouraging and supporting that. It's incredibly important because of all of the people who have vested and invested in it. And I think that's brilliant. But seeing whoever it is on a catwalk and that sense of achievement and being included from a visual perspective is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's amplification, isn't it? And it's the visibility. We talk, don't we? It's
Yeah.
very well used, isn't it? For quotation. If you can't see it, you can't be it. And you talk about the energy. People will come with that introvert, bring their inner introvert, bring with that, giving that step, giving that platform for you to be able to like go, oh my God, I can do that. I never thought I could do that, but I believed I could. She believed she could, so she could. No, what was it? What's that? You know, I can't get that quotation right. She believed she could, so she did.
So she did. Yeah. And the thing about the fashion ball is it's a visual picture instantly. So we don't even have to speak, which is what I love. I'm very visual, but I think when they walk out and you've got men, women, different cultures, backgrounds. And the other thing I do love is we have major competitors up there together. So we have banks, people working for Barclays or NatWest together. We have people from Ward Hadaway, with Squire Patton Boggs together. And these people are competing every day in the week for clients and business. But when it comes to the fashion ball, they are one team. And they behave like one team and they're cheering each other on. They're even talking about work and connection and going to each other's events. For me, the fashion ball breaks down barriers just in that one night. And I just love that visual message, which is, we are stronger together. We are in it together. And why not support each other?
That's inclusion in action, isn't it? Inclusion, totally in action. It breaks down barriers. Exactly as you say, Lisa, that better together. And inclusion isn't a competition. It's not a race.
No.
So I actually wonder if we could use this to extend it. I don't know. I'm just thinking because that's how I think, right? So going back to your point around, there's just some people who are just intelligent and that's all they are, or they're creative, and I'm just reinforcing that. Wouldn't it be great to have sort of Reform and Labour and Conservative and whatever on that platform? And wouldn't it be great to have Islam, Jewish, Judaism? I just feel as if there's almost an aspect of that as well that you could utilise. I mean, as to whether that they did cheer each other on, I don't really know.
Well, have them on the catwalk like Keir Starmer and whatever. Imagine that.
Do you know what? I could get that to work. I bet you I could get that to work. I could do that.
I think we could.
That's the challenge. That's your challenge, Lisa.
I think.
Guys, do we need a trip to London? Do we need to head down to London, guys, as a little team?
Well, actually, I've got a trip on the 24th of June, so let's schedule that in. With all sincerity, I think we could make that happen.
Amma, why don't you organise one of those trips to Parliament, and then let's see who can conjure up together from the different parties, and then Lisa can do the selling and Simone can do the power talk, and let's make stuff.
Yeah,
it's the power collective. Yeah,
but it's so true. And the other side of that as well is that everybody is choosing their own charity. So, for example, in Leeds at First Direct Arena a couple of weeks ago, we supported 33 charities in that one night. And it's that as well, that's the purpose. We give them a purpose to do this as well, which I think is really important, because all those charities, that they need the awareness, they need the finance, and they need people behind them. So that gives them that as well. But the other exciting thing, what we've done, and Amar, this is YABC and MPH and everything are partnering with us. We've included a multicultural, a cultural segment into the fashion show, which is celebrating all of the different cultures in fashion. And it brought the house down at the arena last week. And we had Punjabi Roots, the amazing drummers, come out and their MC. And we had over 900 people stood on their feet, literally dancing, while this Asian fashion scene was taking place with all the fashion, beautiful clothes and everything. And the atmosphere was so electric. It was just to watch. It was just insane. And everybody was up cheering. And for me, that was one of my favorite scenes. So we're obviously bringing that into all of the other cities.
No, I'm delighted. I know Amit is extensively supporting with Jamie and the team and everybody else. So we're delighted to be supporting you. I think whatever mechanism, and I think now is the time for us to raise the profile of inclusion. It's not a dirty word. It's something that brings people together. It addresses, breaks down barriers. it addresses the barriers and challenges around health, wealth, and happiness. So I'm conscious of time, and I have a couple of other messages that I need to get out. But Lisa, anybody listening, anybody who now you know what, I'm going to get out of our comfort zone, or I'm a business, I want to come along, I just want to experience this and then maybe get involved next time round or whatever it is, because you've got tables and there's a great event going on, isn't there?
22nd of May at the Grand Hotel Gofforth Park. And again, it's an event we're wanting to grow, and from a business point of view, the networking's amazing. The networking's amazing as well. So we tick a lot of boxes with the event. But the invitation's open to all businesses, all sectors. Everyone's welcome.
How do they find out more then? I mean, we've got it on actually AB. Check out AB Connections. It'll be in the newsletter. www.abconnectionswithanx.org. And I'm hoping to see as many people, in particular Jaff, Simone,
and yourself.
There,
sashaying. I can see you sashaying.
Anyway, Jaff does.
I'm as built for the catwalk. He's handsome. He's got charisma.
Anyway, listen, don't try and recover any of that thing.
I said you were handsome last week.
You can't take that.
You ran away.
You can't take that segment back. Anyway, no, thank you ever so much, Lisa. We'll get you on the Friday morning whilst you're equally recovering from the Thursday night to talk through. We'll share some pictures and whatever else, and such like, so we can do a bit of a follow up and share with everybody what Jaff wore in his kurta or his shalwar kameez or his sari or whatever, because actually you can be anything you want to be, and that's a different show, is what it is. Right, so we've got talking about inclusion, we've got our Inclusion by Default conference on next Wednesday. 100 people coming together. Are you coming to it, Lisa?
Yes, I am.
Brilliant.
14th.
Oh yeah, so that was my other mention. It's a 1 year on conference. So what's happened? 50,000 people have contributed to a survey. There's been lots of round table events. There's been a whole host of engagement. And what does inclusion mean from a health, wealth, and happiness perspective? So we're not. We don't want to get that message lost.
No.
And by it focusing on those three core themes, it then impacts everyone. So we're talking to Durham County Council with Reform leading it on, inclusion is for Pit Village white boys, it's for Sally, the single mum, it's for whoever it is. That's what inclusion is all about. Anyway, we're coming up to the end of our show. Super excited for your fashion ball. Looking forward to the conference next week and all of the stuff that we're going to continue to do with Simone and the Super Power Collective.
And I just want to say thank you so much for partnering with us, coming alongside us. And I just think it's fun. Let's keep the fun in inclusion. It's not a boring word. It's not boring. There's a lot of power behind it and a lot of fun.
Great. We're at the end of the show. It's a goodbye from me. Let's get a quick selfie. We're there. Quick selfie.